kind of we tried to transcribe from what he was saying. So, and that was in the winter, mid-January 1940. And so he figured out, how am I going to cross the river in the middle of the winter? A boat? No, the river is completely frozen. The water temperature is close to 0 degrees Celsius. He wasn't a very good swimmer at the time, so he didn't know what to do. On the other hand, staying on the side, the German side, was not an option. So he walked along the river until he found a place where the width of the river was about 10 meters, which is, I don't know how to...
30 feet.
30 feet. And then he meets two more people that want to cross. So they're both looking how to do that. And then they found a couple goyim that were willing to give them, help them transfer over to the other side, but they asked for a lot of money, which they did not have. So what they did was took off their clothes, made a pekale, like he said, a little package of the clothes, and they put it on a piece of wood, and they kind of swam across with the piece, holding onto the piece of wood with the clothes on it. And when they got to the other side, everything was slippery. They couldn't quite climb on the other side because it was all icy. So he says they had to hold on to the ice with their fingernails. It was so difficult to climb back up on the bank of the river. And as they were climbing up, the Russians were waiting for them. They helped them out. They let them dry up and get warm by the fire, and then they booked them all. So that was it.
Booked them as what?
Okay, you wanted me to continue on? What happened? Okay. Spies, Polish spies. Yes. So he told them that he was 16, and they told, he was telling it. I told him I was 16, and they said, no, you're older. You must be 18, and we have the right to book you and to send you to camp. So they put us up in a prison near Brisk. You know where Brisk? Just? Yeah. So that's the farther away. Okay. So I don't know if that was a place where he crossed. Maybe they transported them there, but okay. So there were already Jews and other Poles in that place, in that prison. And in the room where they put us, they pushed about 12 people in one room, and every night they would call us for interrogation. 3 months it continued on that way, and they were interrogating them. And all the time I kept telling them, what do you want from me? I'm only 16. How can I be a Polish spy or a German spy? Nothing helped, so they sent him off to Siberia. The prison there had two barracks. One white for small time criminals, and one red for murderers. And he was put in the white one with 6 Polish peasants and 6 Jews from the area. They were all sharing that one room. And the hierarchy was such that all the Poles slept on beds, and the Jews were on the floor. And one of the Jews managed to get some food from the outside. He doesn't remember how he managed to get some food, and he shared it with Shlomo. So he was able to survive that way. Once a week they were treated with disinfectants, and then they were taken to shower in the red part of the prison, with their eyes their eyes on the ground. Anybody who dared lift up their heads and look up was shot. So that was what he went through for 3 months. Interrogation every night, waking him up, sitting him in front of an interrogator that had his pistol on the table, and kind of threatening them. And at the end, they probably tortured them. At the end, he was forced to sign an admission that that he is indeed a spy. So after 3 months, the Russians and they let some of the prisoners choose whether to continue on to stay in Russia or go back to Poland. People were hesitating, moving from one line to the other. Nobody knows what is a better choice. It's like a Russian roulette. And everybody who ended up choosing to go back to Poland were murdered.
Still 1940 or 41?
That's from what we can understand, trying to transcribe whatever he told Armin in Yiddish and all the other tapes, is 1940, January 1940 till April 1940. Yeah, and then he was in Siberia. Siberia is a whole other long story. Do you want to hear that one too? No.
Yeah.
Well, I'll translate the whole thing in a better, so it would be better understood.